Hey Zidane, how's it going?
I know it's going good, man. What about you?
Yeah, all good. All
Yeah,
good.
all good. Great, man.
What's
Yeah,
been what's been
sorry.
happening on your side? What you been up to?
Yeah, nothing much. Just the usual outreach and stuff. Nothing big. Been slacking kind of lately, but it's all good for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Are you still baking hot?
No, kind of the humidity have lowered a bit in the last week, so things are getting better.
Yeah, looking
Yeah.
up. Did you get did the power come back on and all that stuff? You got the AC
Yes,
working? Yeah.
it's been working great lately. Yeah. I mean, we experience some power cuts from time to time, but not as usual as they used to be.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. That's good. And
Mhm.
what in terms of the cold calling side of things, how you getting on with that? I know you've been testing a few different bits and pieces, but what you been
Mm,
working on?
Well, I have come to the realization that it's not the most optimal approach.
Hmm.
After doing it for a couple of weeks, it's just some more waste of time. So I'm switching tactics right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Sounds good. Well, hopefully you find what I've got for you today pretty interesting. I think a lot of people have been waiting for this one, so we've
Yep.
got it built out and ready to go. And we'll today's training, I guess, is going to be a little bit different, just where I'm going to take you through the funnel, explain what happens, how it works, and the process really. And yeah, you'll be able to get access to the funnel as well. Everyone will be able to after the call. So yeah, we'll be having him pretty soon. I'm just going to let a few more people join here. And
Mhm. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I saw the poster of it, and I'm kind of excited for this one.
yeah, yeah, this would be good.
Uh,
This would,
Also, I know you noticed for the last call recording that it went like 3 hours with me. Not
oh, was that yours? Oh, I didn't actually
yeah.
notice.
The problem the problem was that I slept mid presentation. I fell asleep. I mean, I remember the night before that I didn't sleep, so I pulled an all nighter. And I was like lying down and listening to the presentation until I woke up.
I didn't even notice. It was somebody on YouTube actually said, "Why is it 3 hours long?" And I said, "I have no
Yeah,
idea why it's 3 hours long."
yeah. Sorry about that.
Explains it.
Yeah,
That explains
yeah.
it.
Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, we'll dive in a few seconds. It's just any last minute people hopping in. Usually we get people hopping in until about 10 past the hour. So I won't wait
Yep.
that long, but I will dive in a few moments. But before we dive in, does anybody have any quick questions to ask that they wanted to cover? We'll obviously at the end of the call come around to questions, longer form questions. But are there any quick questions anybody has?
Can you hear my microphone?
Austin, is that you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I'll have a question later on. Just want to make sure.
Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. All right. All right. Christina, go for it.
Hi, Niall. How are you? You okay?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Yourself, you guys. I see you're being in a drought down there. We
Oh,
quite
yes, yes, yes. We're in a big drought down here now. So, yes, it's all very hot. But yes,
you
we're
got
okay. Yeah. So I had to cut a few of the review. So the referral strategy
Mhm.
where we then get people to invite their members. So I've had 3 calls booked so far from that, which is good. 2 of them were no shows, which was kind of expected, and I know there's going to be a bit of no shows. And then the third one, she probably she wasn't the right fit because she didn't have enough customers and things like that. I'm just wondering, but she might use the platform in the end because we were kind of chatting about things, and she's obviously using a few different platforms. So actually her costs are kind of adding up a bit. So I said to her, look, this probably is something you want to get onto
Mhm.
when you're ready. I was just wondering, really, do you with the referral strategy, would you kind of pre-qualify anybody before you actually jump on the call with them, or at the moment, if you think it's worthwhile still having those calls just as a kind of a numbers game and things like that? Just yeah, wanted your advice, what you would do really.
Well, what's the reason she isn't a good fit? You know, what was the conclusion with it?
So for the referral, for the review, because she's only really had a small number of customers, of previous customers, she's only been going about 18 months, so she doesn't have that big database. So I said to her, well, actually, that number of customers, you can probably reach out to them, you know, directly rather than spending time setting up the whole system. I think eventually coaching, and so eventually she'd probably like to use the platform for, you know, online courses and things like that, but she's not really a good fit for like the reviews and the referrals, just because her number of customers isn't really big enough.
Okay. I mean, what I typically do is it's much easier to build on a consistent basis than it is to build after the fact. So when with her, what she's doing, if she doesn't do it now, then the problem is only going to become worse in the future. So what she's basically saying is, I'm going to wait until the problem is worse, when in reality that doesn't really make much sense to do that. So what I would typically do is I would flip, and I would maybe do like have a little I guess offer up your sleeve, like an accelerator style package, where you say, like, this is for businesses that are early stage and are looking to grow, and maybe do it at a lower price, half the price or something similar, but make it mainly platform focused so that they can still get involved. You have them on the system, you're getting paid, and on top of that, they're the ones that then ascend into other packages later on. So I would basically frame it like that, like, what, you know, the problem is only going to get worse, and if you don't fix this, it doesn't make any sense not to fix it, right? Why you don't let your roof just get worse before you fix it. So it doesn't make it. Let me just wait till it falls down. That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So that's how I typically frame it. But what was her object? Was there an objection to fixing it now, or kind of letting it get worse?
Interestingly, I think it was probably me saying that she wasn't a good fit rather than her saying she wasn't a good fit. So yes, I think maybe now talking to you about it, I'm thinking if actually that was just me making that decision, and not looking at it kind of more strategically, I suppose. But yeah, so she wasn't really objecting. I think probably what I was thinking is I didn't really want to go through all the time, and I know it doesn't take that much time, but she would need to get a number set up and things like that. And I suppose I was just thinking that then she wouldn't necessarily get the results that she wants from it. So if we did the review accelerator, because she's only had, you know, a small number of previous clients, you know, she probably wouldn't get the results, and then she might be disappointed. I suppose that's why I was kind of thinking it wasn't a good fit for her.
I think you gotta readjust what the results actually are, because what the results typically are, it's not about they've got to get a certain amount of reviews. It's that they now have that system in place that whenever work does come in, whenever they do work with customers, they then have the ability to get reviews going forward. So I think the shift from has to be this instant outcome type deal into, well, we're building the infrastructure of your business, the outcome, what you're, you know, the results component of it is that the infrastructure of your business is so much stronger than it was beforehand, and that's the result. What were you thinking of charging for, or in that instance?
So it would be the $97 a month. So I was going to do the kind of the free review accelerator, and then kind of introduce all the other things for then the $97 a month, really.
That's, even at that price point, that's more than feasible for them, right? It's more than fair, and you don't have to provide this ridiculous result for that, because it's infrastructure. It's the infrastructure of their business, and they have systems in place that, you know, when you look at GoHighLevel itself and you sign up for GoHighLevel, they're not promising you a result, and they're not saying, well, you shouldn't sign up for this because you don't have existing customers, right? They're saying you can structure, and that's worth a lot of money, which is fair. So I think it's just changing how you see that a little bit.
Yeah.
The best way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm glad I kind of mentioned that, because that's really kind of just changed how I look at it. So yes, no, thank you. That was really useful.
What I would do is I would also build a quick flow for those no-shows and get back in front of them and basically prove the power of follow-up to them, right? Just always be there. And what I would typically do is if they've got a phone number attached to the appointment and they've got iMessage as it pops up, or WhatsApp, either or, send them. Have you ever seen the Homer Simpson gif where he like goes backwards into the trees, into the bushes?
Yeah.
Send that one. Send that one.
Yeah, all right.
Always gets their attention. So I would do that.
Okay.
And also say you're sitting. I always send as well. I say, hey, I'm sitting like a lemon over here. Did I do something wrong? Or I'm sorry if I offended you, because they always come back. It's, oh, you didn't offend me. You didn't offend me. But it opens the conversation again. That's the idea with people, right?
Okay. Fab. Yes. Lovely. Thank you.
No worries. Any other questions before we dive in to the funnel itself that we're releasing today? As I said, this is the quick questions. We'll open up at the end as well for any further questions. Anybody have anything they wanted to ask? No? All right. Okay, so today is the release of essentially the ladder funnel that everybody has been looking for. So we've built this out, and we've also got a process in place where you can very quickly adjust this to all the different niches that you want to target. So if it's landscapers, if it is med spas, chiropractors, whatever it is that you want to do, you can quickly flip this funnel around in probably 30 minutes maximum for any niche that you want, because it integrates well with, we don't use AI Studio for it because that's very restrictive. What we use is build with AI within the funnels for you to be able to flip that around very, very quickly. So you probably have seen all of our funnels everywhere, and the funnels that we use, we replicate those for all the different niches, and this is the funnel that we use. So over the last 2 weeks, we have focused on the paid ad strategies. The first week was how we create the offers for paid advertising, how we do the $27 review system into the referral system. Vince, what do you mean? Is it a paid funnel or is it free? What do you mean by that? Let me know in the chat and I'll answer that question. So with paid advertising, you get the $27 products, you got the order bumps, you've got the ascension into the recurring product. That's the offer structures that we like to go for. Then you have the second session, which was last week. That's where I showed you inside writing the ad copy, doing all the ad creative, how I create that ad creative, the works. That tackles how we set up the ads themselves. And of course, we've got the SOPs for actually building the ads themselves on Meta, right? The Meta ads platform, how we actually set up the ads themselves. And I know I've got to send that SOP out, but what I'm doing is I'm going to release all of this at the one time as a complete package for everyone. So funnel, ads, strategy, everything as one. So you've got this blueprint that you can follow all the way to acquiring those customers automatically. Now, the reason we run these funnels, don't forget, is simply because they can self-liquidate. So we can run paid advertising on a daily basis and it self-liquidates. It doesn't matter if we're spending $1,000, $2,000 per day, it still self-liquidates. It still comes back to us on the same day. I'm not telling you to do that. So if you're falling off your chair, you can get back on it. It's okay. I'm not telling you to spend $1,000 to $2,000 per day. I'm saying it's capable of doing so. So if you want to spend $20 per day or whatever that may be on paid advertising, you can do it with this funnel because it's not really spending. What that means is as you progress through the funnel, your average order value is likely closer to around, I'd say around $60, $70, $80, which means to sell a $27 product, we can spend $80, which gives us a lot of room. So you spend $40 over the course of 2 days, you get one purchase coming in, that's $80. it breaks you even. It's profitable, but it breaks you even is the most important part. And it builds your monthly recurring revenue on autopilot. So I'm going to show you how we do this. Let me just share my screen here. Which tab is it here? Let me see, it's this one. So I've got 4 different pages to show you. I've got the initial sales page. I've got the checkout. I've got the order, the one-time offer, the upgrades, and the thank you page. Basically the whole package, right? Everything that you need. So this is the exact replicas of the funnels that we built. And this is completely designed in this example for HVAC businesses. Now, this one in particular is selling the review system for HVAC. And what you can do is you can flip your logo out here. You can, you can put your customer support email up here. And this is the exact funnel that we do. Now, I do have a question for you. If you would rather we recorded this video, this is a video here. If you would rather we recorded it for you, we can do that over the next day or so. If not, and you want to record it yourself, you can do that. I wasn't sure because obviously it would then be either an AI voice if you chose that path, or it would be my voice on the recording, or a North American voice. Would have those options available. But again, you can give me some feedback. Do you want it recorded? Do you not want it recorded? It's easy for us to do, but it's down to your preference. Completely up to you, but you can let me know. So this is the exact funnel structure. You would have seen us run funnels very, very similar to this. And this is the one where we sell the review system for $27 to HVAC business owners. And the way this funnel is designed is that you can flip this to landscapers, med spas, chiropractors, mortgage brokers, real estate, any niche that you want, you can flip it very, very quickly. In terms of these images, we have the prompts and such for ChatGPT as well. That's where we create these particular images. And this one here, everything is created. So you can flip this very, very quickly and effortlessly. That's the beauty of it. And this is how we do it. You've probably seen all the different packages that we run. We just flip the funnels all the time. And because we have Build with AI, again, to clarify, not AI Studio, but Build with AI within GoHighLevel, we can replicate this very, very quickly. So this is what the whole funnel looks like. And there's method to the madness here. Obviously, I've got the call out at the top of what it actually is. So this is the review system for HVAC business owners. Then you've got a little visual, as this is typically the thumbnail of the video, a visual of what the process looks like. What is a review request? What does it even look like? Well, you've got exactly what it is. Text message, email, that's exactly what it is. The job is marked complete, the automation kicks in. So it shows them exactly what it is in a nutshell very, very quickly. And in the video, you can simply explain that, right? This is how it works. You can show them a demo if you want to, whatever you please. We will create a video for it, but you can also create your own. You don't have to feel restricted to our video. Then down below this, we always have a visual as to exactly what happens with the process, right? The customer has a new AC unit installed, the review automation kicks in, the customer leaves a glowing review, more customers choose you. So we're focusing here on the outcome. That's the most important part. We never want to focus on you get more reviews. Nobody cares about more reviews. They care about what does more reviews actually mean to them. Well, what it means is that the customers choose you above your competitors. Therefore, you get more business. So we want to always, you'll notice here, I don't use a lot of long-winded text on this particular funnel. It's very visual, right? Because we really want to show, not tell, right? We want to show them what it's all about. So this is a simple process, very easy for them to digest in a glance. They don't have to think, because my goal with this particular funnel is for them to not have to think about anything. They just think, okay, that makes sense. A new AC unit is installed, the review automation kicks in, the customer leaves a review, more customers choose me. That makes sense. That makes sense. And it creates a little bit of curiosity is, okay, well, I should maybe learn a little bit more about that. How does that actually work? And this is where we go in a little bit more detail. So the way this copy has been written and positioned is all about the outcome. So It's never about the details. We don't describe the automations. Let me just check here what you're saying, Daryl. For video recording, it'd be good if we record with our voice. Okay. Later. Okay. Yep. No problem. And Dennis, is this the first thing they see from a meta ad landing? Yes, this is the first thing they see. So they see the ad. It obviously correlates to what this says. Typically, the ad itself correlates to what this says up here, right? This is the most important part. You've got to have consistency. And this is why I did the ads first. So we have the consistency between what the ads themselves say all the way to the first thing they see on the landing page. They land on this page, and this is exactly what they see, and they start going through the page. These pages convert at about 8 to 9% on cold traffic, which is very, very high. Most of the time, if you've ever heard of, about conversion rates and such, you're looking at 2%. That's your typical conversion rate in any form of e-commerce environment, which this is considered because they're purchasing directly online. But we're converting at 8 to 10% simply because of how these funnels work. So you can take this system, and we want to make it very easy for them to digest. You can take this system and install it into your HVAC business today. It makes it seem almost within reach, right? They can almost reach it so quickly. I don't want any friction. I don't want any prerequisites. And what I mean by prerequisites is I don't want them to need anything. So they don't have to go learn something. They don't have to think, am I capable of doing this? We don't want any of that stuff. All we want is this customer has the system installed instantly. They get the outcome they want instant. That's the most important thing. That is what leads to such high conversion rates. The outcome is so fast for them, which is the beauty of it all. So we focus on what the outcome is. You install this review automation system, and all you have to do is go about your work as you normally do. Because remember what I always tell you, we don't want to change their behavior. So you go about their business as you normally do, and the system automatically builds more and more reviews for your business. For example, if you install a new AC unit for a customer, after the work is complete, the review system will automatically nurture that customer to leave a glowing review. And I'm just going to jump to the chat here for the questions that are coming in. The video will be for each niche in particular, but they can't use SMS until they get through A2. Yeah, so if they want to use SMS, they've got to get a number within GoHighLevel, and you'll notice something in particular here. We're not selling GoHighLevel on this at all, this particular funnel, right? You see on the upsell page, I mentioned software, but on this, I'm not selling the software itself. Sure, I can use GoHighLevel to fulfill for it as an agency. I can set it up. I can have the review automation going. I can have their credit card connected for A2P fees or text message fees and such, but I'm not selling the platform itself. We don't want to do that. If we try to sell GoHighLevel for $27, this is where you go against the minimum advertised pricing, MAP, policies, because you're trying to undercut the software. So if you've ever seen those ads and things like that for GoHighLevel 0, if anyone lets me know if you've seen those ads before, that is a complete violation of the MAP policies. That will be shut down before you know it, right? And all the accounts will just disappear tomorrow. So it's very important that we're compliant with this. So you'll notice I'm not selling the software. I'm operating as an agency. I'm installing it for our clients. I'm not selling them access to the software, none of that stuff. All I'm doing is giving them the review system, which we deliver through the software that we control. That's the idea behind this. And the idea behind it is that because they're coming into our business, we have the opportunity to nurture them. We've got the opportunity to upsell them at any point in time. Whatever the scenario is, we can upsell them, we can nurture, we can send them into other products. That's the beauty of it. So the idea is get the customer in, get them a phone number, get them set up, and get the automations flowing without having to change any of their behavior. We don't want them having to mess around with softwares. We don't want them having to do any of that stuff. We simply want them to be able to have a review system active and installed without changing any of their behavior at all, without any friction. It's seamless. They just continue doing what they do and the reviews can kick in. And A2P, for anyone asking, is just it's basically the compliance process for numbers and for text messaging in the US. It's just through GoHighLevel. If you were to buy a phone number through GoHighLevel, it will take you through the A2P process, which just gets it verified. That's all that is. And do we deploy with email and then add SMS? Yeah, you can. So email does work quite well for reviews. I actually personally pay a lot more attention to review emails myself. So I think personally, I like it. I don't really like text messages that much, actually. I'm not a big fan of that at all. I much prefer email because there is less of a it's less of a with text message you have to hit them at the exact right moment. Email, they can get it, they can think about it, or it can, when they've got time later on, we can send them a follow-up. It goes back to the top of their inbox in a chain. We've got that control, so we can do that. That's why I prefer email, actually, with this whole process. So I'm never too fussed. We include SMS because people like to have SMS, but I'm a big believer in email, to be honest. Even with spam filters and everything that happens these days, it's not a problem. So what we focus on with this particular funnel is the outcome that everybody has. So think about what I'm doing here. The review system built out for your HVAC business, installed and ready to go. We can connect this review system within your business in under 30 minutes. The automations you need, all of it's included with the review system, which means you don't have to worry about endless additional costs or complicated systems, and control over your reviews, which means you can control which customers are sent review requests only when you want them to be. Now, a very important note here. You do not want to do what we call review gating. Review gating is when you only ask customers who have had a positive experience for a review, and you don't send it to the customers who've maybe had a negative experience. Technically, you have to send it to all customers who have completed work. Now, the reason, you'll notice I don't say you can only send it to customers that are happy. I say you can control your reviews. So what you can do is, if you were to think about your business as a pipeline, and until that HVAC unit or the AC unit is installed, the job is not complete, right? Until that customer is satisfied and happy, it's always in dispute, essentially, right? If the customer is unhappy, the job is in dispute. They're not happy. They're waiting for a resolution. Therefore, the work is never complete. So the automations only trigger when that work is considered complete. But if a customer isn't happy, the work is never considered complete. So this is a way where we can control the reviews without actually not sending it to customers who are unhappy, because it's true, right? If the customer isn't happy, your work is not done. Your job is to create happy customers. That's the idea behind it. So that's how you can have a bit more control without having to go down the path of review gating, which is often the reality. Now, the one question I know many people will ask is, what if I don't have reviews? What if I don't have any? Well, what this is to show you what would go in this space. You do not have to do that. The reason I say you don't have to do that is because the price point is very, very low and reasonable, and you have this in place. Now, by having this in place, you will have a higher conversion rate, and the customers who want a refund are always the customers who would have wanted a refund anyway. And I can tell you that with thousands and thousands and thousands of customers. You're going to have people that try and take advantage. You're going to have people that do that. As some of you may have seen, I know, Jason, you saw it, the people that steal our products and run my videos as their own ads. It happens, right? There's nothing you can really do about it. In fact, the guy tried to buy again. Anyway, it was kind of funny, but I can't divulge too much. I've been told, I wish I could. I've been told I shouldn't do that. But anyway, the point is, it's going to happen. Don't worry about it. don't let it hold you back. People are going to, the person that's going to ask for a refund is going to ask for it anyway. They're just that type of person. You cannot control that. People are going to give up on themselves. It's going to happen. You can spot them a mile away. They're always the same. So don't worry about this at all. Have this in your funnel because it will increase your conversion rate naturally without having a negative impact on it. Because like I say, even if you don't have this, that person's still going to ask you no matter what. So have it in there. So if you don't have these reviews and such, don't worry about it. You can put a process flow in here if you want to, whatever you please. It's just to show you how the space is perfectly filled. Okay. Don't worry too much about this. And you'll notice here that this is sticky. This thing here, this bar, as I scroll down, this part is sticky as well. So now we come on to without having to build this entire review infrastructure for yourself. So you've got building yourself. We create the problem, training staff, losing potential customers to competitors who choose competitors. Install the HVAC review system, installs into your business instantly, automated review requests, pre-built messaging, and the price, right? So it's very simple, straightforward, easy to read, easy to digest. And again, you don't have to have that in here. As you can see, if you were to take this review section out, it works perfectly, just continuing on like this. Then you've got a summary as to what they're going to receive: automated review requests, pre-built review automations, easy installation, Google Link integration, dashboard for recent reviews, onboarding, and support. Again, in a nutshell, what it is they actually receive with this. It's very important to consistently remind them throughout the funnel how it all works. And then, of course, you've got the buttons. Now, as we progress down, you've got images. And as I said, we want to show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. It's the most important thing that we can do. Before the review system, it shows them an example of Google where their HVAC business is grayed out, not visible, compared to these ones. After the review system, all of a sudden, they're at the top. They see the benefit because they stand out. The customer chooses them. So we use a lot of visuals throughout this process, and that's the most important thing. And then a little summary here. This funnel is very important to keep laid out the same way that I've laid it out here. Don't mess around with the layout. Keep it exactly the same. This is proven to convert extremely well. This is not something that's had $1,000 of ad spend. This has had hundreds of thousands of dollars of ad spend pushed through it. It works. It works really, really well. Use it as is. You can change the branding, you can change the colors, but don't change too much of the framework that's happening. Now, what we want to do is, again, show the process, but we want to start painting the picture of what's actually involved. Customers choose the HVAC contractor they can trust. So we use real life examples. Whenever we want to book a hotel, choose a restaurant, or use a service, the first thing people do is search on Google and Google Maps. If a business doesn't appear on Google with recent and good reviews, a customer will not choose them. The first choice will always be a competitor. Again, look at the language I'm using here. I'm pushing it against their competitors. It's the natural first step. The HVAC review system works automatically behind the scenes. So I'm keeping it very easy for them. Okay, very easy, effortless. It sits behind the scenes. They don't have to think about it. So it automates the entire process. And once again, I just reiterate, this funnel process is all about saying the same thing in different ways. That's all we're trying to do. It's not new information as we progress. It's saying the same thing 10 different ways until you find the one that the person resonates the most with. So you've got a different visual as to how it works. And as we progress, instead of losing customers to competitors, so again, look at the language I'm using here, your business consistently becomes the recommended choice. A visual as to what the customer does. Again, same thing, 10 different ways. That's all I'm trying to do. Then it's a different way of presenting what they receive. Post-installation SMS and email automations being the first choice when customers need it, and the review dashboard and reporting. So give them a visual. Then they get a visual as to the process once again. HVAC review system, pre-built, reviews, one-click, support and guarantee. Again, you see, it's just the same thing over and over and over and over again. This is how successful funnels are actually built. we say the same thing 10 different ways. And we've also got our frequently asked questions here. They're all completed. They're all filled out. Everything is ready to go. Now, just make sure that you change, obviously, your support email. We've got it so it's literally a working example so you can see it. And if I then click this button here, it's going to take me to the checkout page. The checkout page is also completely built. Important parts on this page. This is all pretty standard. This is a checkout that happens. But you'll notice here, the order bump is in place. So this is the $27 upgrade for the HVAC referral system. This is exactly how it should look. And I wouldn't recommend messing around with this, because this exact copy, this exact flow, the way I've laid it out, where I've bolded things, where I've put the page breaks, everything has converted at 80%. So 80% of our customers, I'd say it averages between about 65 and 80 quite consistently, somewhere in around there, give or take, all from that one yellow box. And if you do mess about with this, you'll notice when you go into edit the copy here, there's a lot of custom HTML that is used to build the bold and to do the page breaks, because you can't do it naturally within an order bump. So it's all been set up. So just be careful if you're trying to edit this. Don't edit it too much. And remember, you can replicate this funnel and sell the review system first, and then have the referral system first, and then have the review system as your order bump. So you can chop and change them as you please. So then, of course, if you add this in here, you'll see that the price updates for the customer. And it's a very short page. You don't want to mess around with the checkout page. You want to keep this very plain, very simple, not too many details, nothing. Keep it very, very simple and straightforward. That's the most important part. So we've tested this conversion, this checkout page itself, and it works at about a 50% rate, which is exactly where you want the checkout page to be, a 50% conversion rate. That's the most important part. Dennis, have you got a question? Feel free. Dennis, you got a question?
I can't find the chat icon now.
It's down the bottom right.
Next to the phone icon, I don't see that. I had it before.
I'm not sure, but you have a question you wanted to cover?
I raised my hand by accident. Sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries. And just while I'm here, I'll answer the questions in the chat. They're asking, so if a customer buys this review product, will we install it for them and they don't have to do it? Pretty much. The reason for that is because it's very, very easy for you to install. You just basically turn it on. That's all you have to do. You just switch it on. They can upload their leads. You can let them upload their leads because it's their data. But apart from that, there's very little. All you have to do is tag a lead as reviews, for example, and it can go through the reviews workflow. You just grab a phone number for them, send it through the A2P process, and that's it. Done. There's really very little that you have to do. And it's not really in a specific training, Dennis, in terms of the A2P process, because it always changes, but there's a step-by-step as you go through it in real time. So it's not really something to study. It's sort of just done as you progress through it. Austin, so they need to purchase GoHighLevel to implement the review system they learn about. No, they don't. They're not learning about it. This is you providing the system to them. You're not selling them GoHighLevel access. As an agency, you can bring them on as clients and you can service the work using your software, GoHighLevel, right? You're free to do that. That's what it's designed for. It's designed agencies to offer to their clients, or there's a difference between SaaS sales, the SaaS side of things, and then the agency side of things. There's a big difference between the two. Agencies have for years and years and years used GoHighLevel to work with their clients, to track information, to run review campaigns. You can do that without issue. So you're not selling the software, you're just using your GoHighLevel to fulfill for the client. That's all you're doing. And Dario asking, would it be good to capture the email address and name so that the follow-up could be done? Some people do. I personally don't. I've never really found it that effective. I often find that it's a little bit like sweeping up breadcrumbs. Because it's a $27 offer, it's a lot of, they see it, instinctively buy it because they see the value. That's the customer I want. I want that person. I don't want the person to have to nurture and nurture and nurture to get the $27 sale. That's not really what I'm looking for, because my goal isn't to have my goal is not to have the $27 sale. My goal is to do what we're going to do next. That's the idea. Jason, so you're not recommending something like Zapier to connect to invoicing to trigger. You can do that. Yes, again, very simple to do that. Very, very easy to do that. Low effort. You can just send them into GoHighLevel. That's all Zapier does, right? It just connects the person into GoHighLevel. Eric, it's $27 one time. It's not $27 per month. The reason we do this is because I want to make it a no-brainer offer to get the lowest customer acquisition cost possible to get them into our world. And there's a reason for that. It's because my next product converts at 40%, 35 to 40%. That I'll show you in a few seconds. That's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to make this profitable. I'm trying to make what I do next profitable. And you'll see. You'll see what I do. Now, exactly. Free customers, free MRR, basically. So, like I say, very important. Don't mess around with this. Honestly, the answer to this whole funnel is don't mess with it too much. This works really, really well. And it shouldn't be messed around with. This converts incredibly well. Again, this will take your average order value instantly to about $40, from a $27 product to 40 to 45 bucks. That's what it takes it to instantly, simply because people check this box. So that's the idea. That's the idea behind it. And Daryl, you're asking, do we need to pre-qualify that HVAC customer? No, this is through ads. They basically pre-qualify themselves by clicking on the ads and then purchasing. This is automated. You don't touch any of this, actually. That's the idea. So again, if you don't have reviews, you can put a placeholder in here. The reason we have it in here is because this stretches the second column a lot. And it's nice to have something in here. So if you don't have reviews, just put some form of workflow image, maybe like a vertical portrait version of the workflow image that we have. Does adding the conversation, do you mean adding an AI employee on this page to answer questions? Is that what you mean by that? Or I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe, again, I don't like to distract or detract attention from the purchase process. People have enough reason to bounce in life. They've got enough reason to get distracted and whatever, the dog barking at the door, I don't want to give them another reason to be able to, I want to keep their attention focused. That's the idea with the sales funnel. It isolates their attention so they're only focused on one thing. That's the idea. Daniel, no, it's going to be a video for a particular niche because it converts a bit better. But again, the only thing that changes is a couple of words. You re-record it for each niche, sure, but the only thing that changes is a couple of words. That's it. So you can flip very, very quickly. That's the beauty of it all. That's the idea. So let's say I processed this checkout. I went through the system and no, only a few minutes to change for every niche. It doesn't take 30 minutes, only a couple of minutes. So as I go through the purchase, they are taken to this page here. This is your upgrade page for an AI employee. And this is a video. Again, we'll record this video on request. If it's people want us to record it, we can, or you can record it yourself, whatever you please. But essentially, this now sells them the monthly recurring product for the AI employee. But it doesn't do it in just any way, right? It creates the problem, the next logical step for them. We're not saying, hey, you need an AI employee. We're saying your reviews are going to increase now that you've just purchased the review system. Now that your reviews are going to increase, more customers are going to find you. When more customers find you, they're going to call you. Are you available to take those calls? So you see that I'm creating the problem in direct correlation to this review system. Because remember, The decision for someone to purchase the first time is completely different from the decision to purchase another thing more, right? That's the key. It's designed, we don't want to be trying to get them to make 10 different decisions. Yes, all purchases, Daniel, come to this page. We don't want them to have to make 10 different decisions of, should I get this product? Should I get that product? It has to fit perfectly, right? It has to fit in there perfectly. Like you buy a pair of skis. Well, the next thing you need are the ski poles. That's the perfect upsell because it's the next thing you need. How are you gonna? Well, I don't even really know what ski poles do because I snowboard, but you know what? You get the point, right? You need the other thing. It marries up perfectly. This is what we're doing. We're combining the two of them together so that they fit together really nicely and give that customer a reason to purchase the second one, a no-brainer reason. Because as I said, just like at the supermarket checkout, right? You get all your groceries, you go to the checkout, there's always the chocolate bars, the drinks and things like that you can throw into your cart. You don't even think about it. You just throw them in. And all of a sudden, you're buying more stuff. Your average order value for that supermarket increases. That's what we're doing. I'm taking advantage of the fact that people make a much easier decision to buy after they've already purchased. They've already trusted you with their credit card details. They've already trusted you with that. They're not scared anymore. So now it's a completely different decision if they want to buy more from you. So first of all, what we're doing here is this video in particular, and this one, Chuck, no, we only keep it as one because this is recurring, right? That's the idea. I don't want to add more and more and exhaust the purchase process. I want to make sure all my attention goes to this recurring offer. That's the idea. So basically, I'm bridging the gap. Congratulations on upgrading your business with the HVAC review system. Your account is being activated right now, and soon you'll be dominating local search. But getting chosen more on Google creates a new issue. As your reviews build up, more and more customers are going to choose you first and call you. If you don't answer, they will immediately call the next HVAC contractor on Google, and your hard work is all for nothing. The question is, are you actually going to be there to answer them whenever they call around the clock and ensure you don't lose new business that you have earned through hard work to your competitors? Again, for the copywriting people that love to understand the reasoning about why I write something, what I'm doing here is I'm attaching this, I'm creating ownership, right? Their hard work means the business is theirs. All these new customers, they are theirs. They deserve it. They've worked hard enough. I create attachment and ownership, which then means they're losing it. People don't like to lose things, right? So I'm taking it away from there's new customers you can get to these customers are already yours. They're coming to you. You're just losing them. Different thought process entirely. Different decision that they're making. And all of a sudden, they don't want to lose what they've worked so hard to build up, right? So I always have a button, as you can see, at this part of the page because people will look to this part of the page. Some people will upgrade immediately. And what I do here is obviously, it's actually $2,800 to build one of the AI knowledge bases. But what you're basically saying here is if the business owner were to go out there and build the entire AI knowledge base themselves, it would cost them $2,000. That's the AI training. Well, you already have that. We've already trained it all for you. You've already got the HVAC system, plumbers, electricians, etc. You already have that. So you can waive that fee for them as a special offer, and they only have to pay the maintenance, $97 per month. And again, you've got to put that in there, cancel anytime, because it's a question they ask. It's an objection that they have. Then you put the no link in here. So no thanks. I don't want this offer, and to save $2,000 today. I always add something. It's a little bit cheeky, right? To put that in there. You can remove that if you want. I would keep it. I like to have it because it's psychological, right? They're saying, no, I don't want to save $2,000. It's hard to say that. It makes you think twice, right? You then, if you see that, you think, oh, let me reread this again, and you reread that again. I get a second shot at it. That's the idea, right? right? So it's psychological. So they can click this and it goes straight to the no, the thank you page. Done. As it progresses, you'll see we dive into the problems. A 5-star rating is useless if you miss the call. Being the top rated HVAC pro on Google means your phone's going to ring a lot. But what happens when you're under a house? Now I'm going to create the scenario, which is very important. I don't know if you can read this because it's zoomed in 80% here on my screen so you can see everything, but I like that. I like this one. So it's a dog with sunglasses. I told him to get help. I like that, and when I put that in there, I laughed at myself a little bit. But anyway, the point is, it catches their attention when you're on the sales page, when you're on mobile as well. That's really apparent, and it humanizes it a little bit as well. Makes them laugh, makes them feel very comfortable. That's the idea behind this image. But what it does is it shows a really stressed out HVAC guy who. This is a sticky note that says a reminder to call them back, all the missed calls. In a nutshell, it explains the exact problem. It explains that they're too busy to be taking these calls. So what I do is I then put it into plain English. I put it into their terms. Your phone's going to ring, when you're under a house, wrestling with ductwork, driving across town, or even just having dinner with your family at 7 p.m. Customers don't leave voicemails, so remove that idea that they do. They don't wait an hour for a call back. If you don't pick up on the first ring, they hang up and they call the next guy on the list. You did the hard work. So again, I'm creating ownership here. You did the hard work to earn their trust, but your competitor gets the job. Stings. It stings a little. And then, of course, every time you're forced to choose between doing the work in front of you and answering the phone in your pocket, your business is leaking revenue. Your hard-earned 5-star rating brought the attention in, and yet your customer still ends up with the other guys simply because they answered. So there's a lot of psychological stuff that's happening in this copy, and you'll see I'm building a lot of ownership. I'm building a lot of identity. I'm attaching them to the revenue they already have. I'm making it feel very close to them, and it's very powerful when you do that. And again, it's a scenario they face. Their phone is ringing in their pocket. They can feel it buzzing, but they've got to focus on the work in front of them. So they're just losing it all the time. That's the idea. Then I quantify this, right? I add a little bit of monetary sting into the equation. What is one missed call worth to you? If your phone goes to voicemail once per day, so you simply miss a call, again, they won't correlate missing phone calls. So what I do is I say your phone goes to voicemail because they'll experience that. That's in their terms. They will think my voicemail picks it up. The customer's going to leave a voicemail. So I'm not saying missing calls. I'm putting it into their world. So you simply miss a call. That one call could be a $5,000 replacement. If you miss one call per day or 7 calls per week, and just one of those calls was a replacement job you missed, that's 1 call per week. Right? If one of those was a replacement job you missed, that results in well over $200,000 in missed revenue per year, which is 52 times 5,000. Now, simply because you missed a phone call, now I'm making it seem very easy. This is a ridiculously high number, and I'm making it seem so easy, so silly for them to lose that because you were walking the dog, having dinner with your kids, sleeping, or you name the reason, the result is the same. So again, I'm really making it very simple and silly for them. It's all mobile optimized, Dennis. It appears a lot bigger on mobile. And this is also 80% zoom on my screen here. This is 80%, so it's not how it will exactly appear. It'll appear like this on desktop. I'm just giving you a bigger picture here of the whole thing. So then I give them the visual. Hands dirty on an install, having dinner with family, sleeping after a long shift. Missed call detected, $5,000. That gets attention. That gets a lot of attention. But it quantifies, monetizes the loss. Now I'm going to go through the comparison. The $3,000 per month assistant versus your AI. You could pay for an assistant full-time to take care of all those new calls for you, but we all know the reality. They only work from 9 till 5. They take their lunch break, go on vacation, have sick days, only work Monday to Friday. This results in missed calls, missed opportunities, and constant headaches. And on top of that, you pay them at least $3,000 per month for this. This is where you're fully trained. Again, very important to have that term in there because it answers their objection. This is where your fully trained AI employee solves your problem and creates opportunity for a fraction of the cost. Then we give them the visual. Human assistant, $3K per month. Your AI employee, $97 per month. And of course, a little summary of how it all works. Once again, the upgrade button is presented. As we progress, your AI employee handles every call. Every inbound call is answered instantly by your AI employee. It greets homeowners professionally, naturally, asks the right qualifying questions, and books directly into your calendar 24/7, even when you're cruising the field. It turns Instagram DMs into booked jobs. So I'm, again, bringing it to life, a little image of the Instagram DMs there. And these are actually readable. You can read the text. Again, it's slightly fuzzy because I'm screen sharing here, but you can actually read that text. And you can read the conversation as to what the AI is saying to them. So again, it puts it into the real world for them. They can see what's going on. They see the whole picture. It just, as I said, I'm at 80% Zoom here and I'm screen sharing, so you can't read this, but you will be able to. Your customers will, everyone can. And then answers website questions and books on the spot. So it greets the website visitors, overcomes objections, books service calls directly without waiting for a human to pick up the chat. Solves the problem. Total omni-channel coverage, voice, Facebook Messenger, Instagram DM, website chat, and you can add WhatsApp in there as well if you want to. Trained exclusively for HVAC pros. It knows a heat pump from a boiler. Again, all the objections they would have, doesn't know the industry well enough. Well, it does. Is very, very well trained. So we point that out. It removes all the objections from them. It understands your pricing and the urgency as to which order to present a job, right? Is it an emergency where it's 50 degrees tomorrow or 50 degrees Celsius and the AC is gone out overnight? Is it an emergency or is it just a maintenance call? And it can prioritize. So it can then do the human handover. If it's an emergency and the person needs help right now, it solves that problem for them as well. Books calls directly into your calendar. Now, what this then does is it gives a visual, right? You see how this image comes across. There's a lot going on up here. And again, it's very visible when you're zoomed in a little bit, as you normally would be. All this is a lot of stuff happening around the person, but the person's very clear and you can see them because they're not involved. They're above the business now. That's the idea. So the business runs like a machine now. And this explains incoming calls, DMs, Facebook Messenger, and the website chat. It covers all of this, and the business owner is left to do whatever they want. And then, of course, you've got this here shows the business growth, review growth, revenue growth, etc. So it monetizes it, right? The chaos of running their business, calmness of the business owner, outcome, which is the increase in revenue, and then, of course, the simple process that they go through. That's the idea. And then, of course, another button to activate it. Then we go into what they will get when they upgrade. So we go through the discount again, $2,000 AI training and setup fee waived today. Lock in your AI employee for a flat $97 per month. And of course, you can add in, I didn't put the exact GoHighLevel costs in this because you can add them in there depending on what you want to charge. It depends if you what you're doing with your usage and things like that. You can put the exact cost in there, like 0.002 cents per minute or whatever you want, but that's exactly where I would put them, right under this particular image and right beside the purchase button as well. So it just summarizes once again everything that they get, and it gives them another different visual as to what it's doing. And of course, focuses on the outcome once again. Then we progress, and it's just another way of presenting exactly what they're going to receive in a different format, right? So the way we do this is all about changing how we present something, giving them different visuals, giving them different, maybe someone likes to read lists, maybe someone likes to read the more story-focused side of things. And then again, let me just scroll down slightly here. If they want to take the AI employee for a test drive, they can right here, right now. So they're on the funnel, and the reason it's positioned so far down the page is because I don't want to detract them from purchasing. If they've made the decision to buy already, I don't want to send them to an AI employee. But if they've reached the bottom, which is down towards the bottom of this page, they're reading all of the detail on the page. So my next natural step is to say, listen, take it for a test drive. It gets them over the line. Now, this is actually a click to call button. So all they do as you connect your phone number to this particular button for the AI demo bot, and all they have to do is click this button here, and it will call the AI employee, and they can experience it while staring at this page. The most important thing, it doesn't take them away. It keeps them on the page, and they can then just scroll up or down and purchase here. Right, that's the key. Install your AI employee now. $2,000 setup fee waived. Add to my order at $97 per month. And then, of course, you've got the last no link. I only have 2 of them in there. The last no link if they don't want to purchase it. And that is the entire upsell page. This style of page, with all the different psychological hooks, the way we're presenting information, works incredibly well. It works very, very well. Converts cold customers into recurring, everything. That's the beauty of it. Again, it's all mobile optimized. This actually looks fantastic on mobile. It's designed to be viewed on mobile, actually. That's the whole, you'll notice I've got spacing here because it naturally looks fantastic on mobile. That's the idea behind it. So everything is already done for you. And then, of course, the final page here is the thank you page itself. Very simple, straightforward. We don't mess around with this. You don't want to mess around with this. You keep it very simple and straightforward. This automatically populates with the receipt of their purchase, and you can send them login credentials. You can send them an onboarding call. You can, whatever you want to send them after purchase, you can connect to this step. You can change this copy. This is just placeholder. You can change this copy to whatever you please because the purchase is already made. All the important stuff is done. Now it's just about getting the customer everything that they need. That's it. So that's the entire funnel structure itself. As I said, don't mess around with the funnel structure. This works incredibly well. This is designed exactly how we build them. You would have seen many of my funnels that look just like this one. And this is the one they are using to purchase the review system into the AI employee. You can flip the referral system if you want to for the review system, and then do the review system as the order bump upgrade. And what it does is it totals up their order for the receipt as well. So it's nice, clean, very professional looking. It works very, very well. That is the funnel that we drive ads to. That's the most important part of the whole process, is this particular funnel. If you build it like this, or you use it, as I said, everybody will get access to this funnel. When you build it like this, you can drive a lot of traffic to it, and it converts quite consistently. That's the idea. Now I'm going to go into the chat here and catch up on a couple of the questions based on where I last recall answering. Okay, so Daryl, can we still edit the funnel to add some bonuses to make them offer more attractive? Yes, you can. You can edit this as you please. We don't do more than one upsell page because you don't want to tire the customer out. You want to make sure the focus is on the recurring offer. Dennis, you're asking, before upselling to more expensive packages, is the $97 and $27 bump MRR? No, so the $27 bump is one-time payment. The $97 is monthly recurring revenue. Yes. Then, of course, you can book them in for an onboarding call, and if they want the entire package with the database reactivation systems, everything included, and they want you to just take care of everything, that's when you can upgrade them to $500 to $1,000 per month on a managed service. And let me see here. Paul, you're saying if we're in the UK, will we put our price in US dollars? Will people in the UK be put off? I price in US dollars because it's more universal and we run ads globally. If you want to segment it and you want to run ads to the UK only, or have a campaign maybe that runs to the UK, you can put it in pounds. Yeah. If you're going worldwide, go for USD. It won't, I'm sure there will be some people that are put off if it's in USD from the UK. I'm sure, and yeah, I'm sure there will be, but I haven't noticed a huge difference, to be honest with you. And yeah, would it help? Probably. It probably would help if you segmented and did different currencies, but it's whether it's worth your time or not, because you have to change a few little bits and pieces there. It's not tremendous, but yeah, it's not tremendous, but it's something. Eric, isn't the cost of an AI employee $97 in GoHighLevel if that's the unlimited plan? So you'll notice on that page I had just the usage costs. I said the GoHighLevel charge their standard AI usage costs. You've got two options on GoHighLevel. You can do usage-based pricing, where it charges them a small amount per use. Most of the time I find companies use maybe $10, $20 per month or so. If you have a high user, a lot of volume coming through, you can go to the unlimited plan, which is $97 per month for unlimited AI usage. But the customer pays that. That's where in the upsell page I said about the usage itself, the customer pays that. And of course, if they've got a high enough volume to need the unlimited plans, they're probably not going to mind a $97 cost for all their usage, because their revenue will be much higher as a result, simply because they've got so much volume in there. So that's how we do that. And Darryl, asking for the test call, are they calling the HVAC voice agent? I don't like to do that. I like them to call my AI employee, because it's trained on this offer. It's trained on why they need an AI employee. It's trained on all of that stuff. And also, you've got to remember that what we're doing here is we are selling, in this scenario, an AI employee to a HVAC company that their customers ask questions to. Their customers ask questions to it. If you say to a HVAC contractor, you say to them, look, here's a HVAC AI employee. I want you to test this out. They're going to ask it questions from their perspective, which can be very technical at times. And they'll say, oh, well, it didn't answer the technical question. Well, it's not meant to. It's meant to answer questions that your customers are going to ask. You don't want it to be called by other HVAC contractors. You don't want that. You want your customers to be calling this. So there's a bit of a mismatch. You could explain that, and you could say to them, speak to it as if you're a customer, but I like to use my own ones in there. It's just preference. So you can choose there. You can choose. Jason, do you put this on a subdomain of your main domain? Yeah, exactly. You just put maybe HVAC special offer or HVAC review system as the subdomain. Daniel, you're asking, did you test it with 197, 297, or even 497? Why did we choose 97 instead of others? Because we want as automated a process as possible, and we want to be able to have tremendous value instead of price being a factor, because we're focusing on retention here, right? That's the idea. So we're focusing on retention. I know that if someone installs an AI employee in their business and it removes them from chaos, so they're no longer getting tons and tons of phone calls at dinner time or spending time with their kids or whatever the scenario is, I know they never want to return to chaos. So my goal is not to charge the most amount possible. My goal is to get the person in, have the AI employee installed, and once they're a customer, sure, I can sell them more, but I don't want price to be the factor at this moment in purchase. So I don't typically do the higher price points. I focus on 97 for that particular reason. You can do higher price points, but I focus on retention. And Austin, I suppose that actually leads into your question. What's the total spend if they purchase all the upsells? It would be 54 plus 97, which would be 140, 151. 151. But you have to remember, if 40%, say 30% of people are buying the recurring product, because an AI employee can be so sticky, because it can be something where they never want to let it go, because it solves a big problem, it takes them from chaos to calm. you're going to have a very strong retention rate. So you could be looking at 8-9 months on average retention. So that customer's not spending $97, they could be spending $8,000-9,000 very easily on average. So you've got to think about that in the equation as well. So we're not just trying to get $150, we're looking at 1,000 plus because of the retention. And Daniel, you're saying, so you connect this with the other components of the legacy and try to sell them the database reactivation referral for also $97. You can, I would probably sell the full lifetime value systems and such that we've got for HVAC, plumbers, landscapers, etc. Those are really robust and there's multiple different facets to them. I would sell those for maybe the $297 upgrade per month, plus include the AI employee. I would stack the other offers on top of it. And if you did a fully managed service with this, you could be looking at 500 to 1,000 per month. That's how I'd put them together. Paul, to have an AI employee number, do you need to be A2P compliant? If you're sending text messages, do you need a different number for each niche? Yes, for different AI employees, you need a different number. But again, A2P mainly refers to text messaging, not necessarily phone calls. So if you're focusing on the phone calls, maybe not. But you do need a different number because otherwise, if you have a HVAC AI employee, then you've got an electrician one. It won't know. If the person calls, where does the phone number get put through to? It won't know. So it'll get confused. You want to have the individual numbers because it then references that certain knowledge base. That's why we have that. And Dennis, how long does it take approximately to be approved for A2P? Maybe it can be very fast. We've had a lot of same day recently, actually. It can be 24 hours, it can be 40 hours, somewhere around about there. But regardless, no matter what they do, this isn't GoHighLevel specific, this is phone numbers. Overall, they have to have this in the US for text messages if they want to send them. So no matter what they do, they have to do it. Whether it's with you, whether it's with someone else, it has to be done. So that's just a reality that we deal with these days when it comes to the US and text messages themselves. All right, I've made it through the questions in the chat. So I'm going to open up the room for anyone that has any questions they wanted to chat about. Feel free to raise your hand, or if I've covered all the questions, may well be a possibility. Or if there are any more questions you have and you want to ask them in the chat as well, feel free to ask. But basically, what we're doing here is everybody is going to get this entire funnel system accessible. And just before Daniel here, Yemi, you got in first there. Is the funnel completely editable for other offers like digital course in a day, or even to build a ladder funnel for others? Yes, this is completely editable. And what you do, one part I forgot to cover there, all you have to do is you go into GoHighLevel and you go to create a new sales funnel, and you go into create from blank and then hit build with AI. So again, big distinction here, very important. Don't use the AI Studio because it locks you in. It uses a lot of HTML, very difficult to edit. Use build with AI within the funnel itself. And what you do is you take the URL of each page and you just say to it, hey, I need you to take this page, I need you to replicate it, but change the offer from HVAC to electricians. And it will instantly update everything for you except the images. It will instantly update everything for you for electricians, all the copy, positioning, everything exactly the same as we have it. And all you do is you go to ChatGPT, you screenshot a particular image and say, recreate this image for electricians, and it will do so. And instantly, very, very quickly, you can have an entire funnel structure replicated to a different niche, doing very little work. That's how it works. So you can do it for anything, Yemi, anything you want. And all right, Dennis, I'll come back to your question in 1 second. Daniel, feel free to ask.
Hey man, now can you hear me? Hi.
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay, cool man. How are you, man? Everything
Yeah,
all right?
not bad. Not bad. How you getting on?
Yeah, good. I'm all good. Yeah, so just to get to the numbers, I know you get to give us the blueprint and all, but I'm excited about this, so I'm just gonna get it right. It's like $40 for 2 days if I put $20 in Meta, then you get one customer out of it. And from that customer, from 80% will get the order bump. And from that percentage, like 30% get the monthly recurring revenue, right? So that means like 4 customers or 4 leads that buys the first bump, they will buy the monthly recurring revenue one. Yeah. So that means like $160 I have to put in, and it works always like that, or
those are my numbers. Those are my numbers. That's exactly what I experienced. And with the last session last week, you have my ad copy, you've got my ad creative, you've got my offer structure, you've got my sales funnel here. That's exactly what I experienced. Those are my numbers.
Okay,
is there
cool.
any other differentiating factor? Not really, other than maybe I have social proof on like a lot of posts on social media. I use different brands, so it's more just maybe because I've got posts on social media, it helps. So maybe dial those rates down a little bit, but otherwise you'll hit pretty close to those. Maybe go for 65% on your order bump and then 25% on the upgrade as a reasonable number.
Okay. And this can be combined with the legacy one, right? Because did you build that out as well? Like build this funnel out with reviews and then have the monthly recurring revenue with the AI, and then have another funnel linked with it for even more upsells? Or is that not what you recommend?
I wouldn't recommend, because upsell exhaustion is a real thing. It really does happen. So you want to make sure your focus should be on the recurring product. And what I would do is get them on the recurring product, get an AI employee installed, book them in for a call. And on that call, that's when you can naturally just, in conversation, upsell to higher end products.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Do you make educate them as well once they are on your list and they bought from you from this offer, and you send them emails for the other offers? Do you do that as well? And you take some?
Yeah, I'll often do videos. As you probably would have seen, right? I do a lot of videos, and I send out the videos and things like that. That's very good because it builds connection. And then what happens is when you send out an offer, it clicks as a result. So you mix it up a little bit like that.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
No worries. Just going to hop back to the chat before I answer your questions, Zidane, just because that was the order. Dennis, please describe what someone is upselling for $500 to $1,500 beyond the 97 per month. It's more, the way to think about it is like a managed service, right? Within the accounts for electricians, you've got the EV charger campaign, you've got power surge campaigns, you've got electrical compliance for rental campaigns, all these different like outdoor electrical inspections, all these different types of campaigns that you can run throughout the year for them. So there's a winterization campaign throughout the year, right? There's different ones you can run. It basically means the electrician no longer has to worry about their marketing for the year. They can contact their list throughout the year. They can work their list. They don't have to worry about it. For $1,000, let's say I call it in the middle, $1,000 per month, you can run that entire managed service where you just activate the campaigns for them. You maintain anything they need on their AI employee, any additions they want to make, any special offers, things like that. You're basically running a managed service for them. That's what you would typically offer for those price points. And of course, you would cancel the 97 per month. They get that incorporated into the price, and you just have your 1,000 per month service. So it goes from more of a do-it-yourself sort of service into a done-for-you type of service. That's the typical upgrade path. And Paul, sorry to be a pain, but if I'm in the UK, my business will only deal with customers in the UK. Why do I need A2P if it's a US requirement? I just want my UK, just want to buy numbers for the UK. Yeah, that's right. So Christina's right. You don't have to have, if you're only texting in the UK, you don't have to have A2P, which is good news. But GoHighLevel will probably still always have an alert saying get A2P because it's more one size fits all in a sense. So you'll be able to do that. Dennis, for selling websites outside of the 26 niches in GoHighLevel, is that easy? About how much time does it take? Well, We have a program within your content portal called the AI agency that shows you how we can update websites very, very quickly. And with, again, we are, all of us internally here are not big fans of AI Studio at all, because it really locks you in. You're very limited with what you can do with that website edits wise. I would always go for the different one, which is create a website and use build with AI. And you can just you can take another website from a competitor, you can tell it to build a website similar, replicate it, make some changes to it. So you can do it very, very quickly actually with build with AI and using ChatGPT. That combination is very powerful for you. Daryl, can we buy a GoHighLevel number for the test call and set up a redirect to a designated numbers? Yeah, you can do that. And so if a customer just buys the review or referral system, then the further upsell would be done by us via further conversations. You could do it by further conversations. You could run an offer through email. You could do any of those things. The world is your oyster because it's now building an audience for you. That's the secret, right? Once you have an audience for yourself, you can do whatever you want. You can sell them oranges if you want. It's your audience, right? You can do whatever you want. So that's the key. Emails, nurture, automation, workshops, 3-day workshops. I know you like workshops, 3-day workshops. You can do all of it now. That's the secret. This funnel is designed to liquidate your spend, build your monthly recurring revenue, build an audience without having to worry about it. Dennis, not yet. I'll be releasing it after the call. I'll be in GoHighLevel then. Zidane, go for it.
Yeah, so my question is, what's the minimum ad spend that you recommend we don't go below?
Probably $20 per day. And the reason I say that is if it's a $27 product, $27, you're looking at an average. Sometimes you'll get purchases for maybe $20. Other times you're going to get purchases for $50. And that means you're going to get a purchase every 2 days or so, 2.5 days.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to experience different results necessarily. Sure, more spend can get faster or more data. Sure, but that only happens really, I found, when you get to like 500, 600, 700 per day. Only when you get doesn't make a difference, as in you get more data. Otherwise, below that, it doesn't really make much of a difference. And what I would say is you just need to realize that you're paying with time. Lower spend means you pay with time. It doesn't change the outcome. You just pay with time. Okay, it just takes you longer. That's all. That's the only difference. So I would say $20 per day. But again, once you see how this works and you see the money coming back to you same day, you see a ladder funnel liquidating itself, your first question will be, can I spend double? Can I increase my spend by double? Because why not, right? If you're spending nothing net every day, why wouldn't you just spend more? That's the idea. So it's just about getting comfortable with it, to be honest, and then you'll be absolutely fine once you're comfortable with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. All right, thank you. That's it.
No worries. No worries. All right. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to ask in the chat. I'll go for it.
Yeah, Neil, just now you mentioned that if we put the mention GoHighLevel at the beginning, then you will violate, and because it's priced too cheap compared to the GoHighLevel charge cost, then you will violate the policy lah. So the map policy or something like that. So, but further down, when they go down the funnel, there is some mention about the charges via GoHighLevel. Then would that be anything that they know that this system is GoHighLevel, and then is there any chances that they will scold us or any, I mean, we would be in violation or anything like that?
There's absolutely no problem with saying you use GoHighLevel on the first page. Absolutely no problem. You're not in violation of anything, and I know this because I'm in direct contact with the GoHighLevel legal team. I spoke to them yesterday, right? So there's absolutely no problem by saying it's GoHighLevel that you use to fulfill the service. What you can't do is you can't sell GoHighLevel itself. You can't sell it as a SaaS. You can't say, hey, get GoHighLevel for $27 one-time payment. You cannot do that, right?
Okay.
a very different thing. Now, one important caveat, technically, based on their terms and conditions, you could sell one core feature, like the reviews aspect of Go High Level, and you're for any price that you want. You're not in violation of it at all because you're selling one core feature. That's perfectly allowed. It's in their terms. But what I'm trying to stress to you here is we are not selling Go High Level. We are simply selling the review system that we use Go High Level to fulfill with, just to keep things going. You have no idea how many times I've spoken to Go High Level about, like, their legal team about it, because I always want to make sure. And I've asked them questions. We see everyone's probably seen the ads from Go High Level Zero. Yeah. Well, let me know if you've seen those ads. $47 lifetime for your account. That I've spoken to them about. That's going to get shut down faster than they know what to do with it, because it's against the policy, and all their sub accounts that people have purchased will be shut down. It's very important to be compliant with it. So that's why I stress, like, don't mess with that stuff. There's no need to. Absolutely no need to.
Then I'll ask you, okay. Then if those people who buy our system, if they are very good at high level, then how do we deal with them?
And they won't be. Is the honest answer. You got to remember, you're selling direct to industry. They don't want anything to do with software. Right? You're selling this to HVAC contractors. They do not want to mess around with software. They're too busy. Right?
Okay. Understand. Okay, thank you. Thanks.
No. Mobin, you're asking in the chat here, $27 upfront product. How does the fulfillment look like? Do it yourself? Well, it's a bit of both, I would say. I personally just do it for them because the automation is pre-built. It takes very little time for us to do it, and I get less questions that way, which are more time consuming, right? If someone's trying to look at Go High Level and do it themselves and figure it all out, it's easier for us to just take 30 seconds and just go, done. That's it. Then go back and forth with all the questions. So it's just easier for us to do it that way. So I personally do it this way. And yeah, that's my particular preference. And I'm just trying to think, there was something else I was going to say to you in terms of the fulfillment. And also, when we do it for them, it means the system is integrated. They're now using the system, and I can upsell them very easily. I'll say, hey, listen, now you're going to get I can resell the upsell. If they haven't purchased it, I can say, perfect, your system is live. You've now got value from us. Who's going to answer the phone? You have someone in place? Oh, we can install the AI employee. You probably saw that offer, but we can extend the discount to you if you want to waive the setup fee. I want to be in communication with these people, because even if they don't purchase the upgrade at the second of purchase, we can always get it down the line. So it's never dead to us. Paul, where do I find the campaigns for each niche in Go High Level? What do you mean the campaigns? Let me know. Expand a little bit, Paul, and I'll answer that one. I don't quite understand fully. Jason, you said, I sold my existing electrician client on review automation. I'm looking at Zapier Connect to his QuickBooks to load into Go High Level to start. Yeah. QuickBooks actually integrates into Go High Level. So you might want to look at that first. It integrates. So it might actually pull the information automatically. I just noticed that the other day. It integrates with QuickBooks. So have a look at that. Oh, you're the different campaigns for electricians. So if you go into the automations folder within your account, automations on the left-hand side, and then you go to niche specific template packs, you'll find the electricians folder. And within the electricians folder, you'll find all the different campaigns, like the EV charger campaign, the my mind is blanking here. The EV charger campaign, electrical compliance for rentals. You'll find the spring campaigns, outdoor electrical prep campaigns. All of those in there. That's where you find them. And I did hear, Jason, as well, that you got your review client. That's awesome. Well done on that one. All right. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to ask whatever you need. We're here till the last question is answered. Daryl, go for it.
Yeah. So it's like, do we need to because everybody is using the same funnel, so do we need to like change a bit so that we don't have the same many identical funnels appearing at the same time?
Not really, because the
Uh,
industry is so big, and you can market globally.
oh,
You
okay.
can market it whatever you want to market it. The world is your oyster. There's so many HVAC contractors, and also you can replicate this for electricians, med spas, chiropractors. People will be spread across the niches. You'll be absolutely fine. There'll be no competition. And one important thing to consider is think about, there's so many people out there that sell marketing services, yet there's so many marketing companies that exist and still open up. So that's the key, right? You got to remember that. The reason this happens is simply because the demand is there and people will pay, right? They will pay, even though you've got all the different companies offering that service. They'll still pay.
Okay.
So don't worry about competition. Competition is good. And also think about us, right? We have so much competition, but we still dominate all of it as a result. We've got people, as I don't know if you saw, but it was Sylvan posted, and he said that someone had basically taken our videos and ripped our entire offer with me on it, and we're selling it onto their checkout page, right? I've even got myself competing against myself somehow. Right?
Yeah.
We still win. So don't worry about it too much, right?
Thank you.
Vince, in the chat, you're saying, so we're paying for the system, or are you just putting it in the funnels? I don't quite understand. Are you talking about the AI usage and things like that? Is that what you mean, Vince? Let me know if you expand on that a little bit more, because the customer will always pay for the AI usage. That's the key. Again, clarify if I've answered the question correctly or not there, if I've misunderstood. Daniel, you're saying the monthly ad spend is $600 per month, 20 a day, average $40 one purchase, 80% by the order method. Here are the numbers, guys. 15 order months. Let me just check here. Profit in the first month is around 2,600. Exactly. Yeah. Right. So it's designed to be profitable on the front end. That's not including your MRR. But what the most important part I want you to focus on is think about what that looks like. Think about how much room you have. Think about how much room you have to get it wrong, right? That's the way I always view it. Think about how much room you have for volatility. That's the beauty of it. That's why we do this. It's the volatility. You've got enough space, enough room. You can do whatever you want. And you're saying, Vince, the new funnel, you missed half of the meeting. Yes. So you said, what am I paying for? Well, you're not paying for anything. So you get this funnel included. We're going to be releasing this entire funnel into your account. Again, if I'm misunderstanding your question, I'm still not sure. But you'll get this imported into your accounts. You won't have to pay anything for this at all. This entire structure, the whole thing, including the initial page, the works, everything. And yeah, Daniel, exactly. You love the fact that it can break even. That's the whole idea. It's just self-liquidating. It's we're going to be releasing it after the conference. It's self-liquidating. It means you can be aggressive. I am Scottish, right? And if you know anything about Scottish people, they don't like to spend money, right? So for me to spend thousands every day, I have to be getting it back every day, right? I don't like to do that. So in order for me to be doing this, to be spending thousands per day, and then I don't know the Dutch, it has to pay me back. So that's the idea. It does, right? You get a lot of leeway. Dennis, just getting started in the training. I believe you said that the quickest way to money is to get hyper personalized email outreach going, then meta ads. Is like, yes, that's right. The hyper personalized system, you just set it up and let it run in the background. That won't take you very long to launch. And you just load it up with leads, you let it run in the background, and what that delivers. Perfect. Don't even think about it, right? Just let it run in the background. Then you spend your time building the ad campaigns. Obviously, you don't have to build the funnel. The funnel is going to come with you. You'll get access to that. Everything will be there. You've got the ad creative. I'll be releasing from last week the vault of all the creative that we have. You'll get the Vault of Creative. You'll get the copy document. I'm going to do this all in one. So I say set up the ads. There's very little for you to set up, but the principle stays the same, right? That's your stage 2. Austin, so we would need to replicate this funnel for the other 25 niches, correct? Yes. However, all you have to do is go into this funnel, create a funnel and GoHighLevel. You copy the URLs and you go into a little section that says build with AI and you tell it to replicate it, but change the offer to electricians or to plumbers or to whatever, and it will instantly do it for you. All of these images, again, this is the upsell page, obviously, but all of these images, I plug them in. I just screenshot them, literally just take a screenshot. I drop them into ChatGPT. I say, change this to electricians, and it does it. So I just put the image in here. That's all you're doing. Very, very fast to do all this stuff. The AI, the build with AI does the copy for you. ChatGPT does the images for us, and you don't even have to prompt it much. You just say, change this. And Daniel, you're saying, when do we get the full blueprint? That'll be coming probably tomorrow, actually. Coming, so I'm going to have to put it all together, packaged nicely. But I'll be releasing the funnel tonight, and then you can get the full blueprint or the full package tomorrow. Charlotte, go for it.
Hey, bro, I just want to make sure I got the roadmap kind of process down with this. So the client sees our ad, and then they're going to click on delete, or they're going to click on it. They're going to go through. They're going to do the whole purchase process, which then notifies us. We build it out and then sit down on a launch call with them to, I guess, kind of like show them how to put in their own data.
Or you can just record a quick video for them that does that, shows them how to upload the leads. You can, if you want to upsell them quickly into something else, you can take the onboarding call with them, sure, because that's the easiest way to do that. But remember, you only do an onboarding call if they purchase the $97 per month AI employee. If they only buy the $27 products, you don't have to do that. You just record a quick video that shows them how to launch their own campaign, and they can launch their own campaign.
Okay, so the 97, or if we really think we can get them to an upsell, if not, just send them a video. Okay, cool. Thank you, brother.
Exactly. No worries. No worries. Paul, you're asking where is build with AI? When you go into GoHighLevel and you go to create a sales funnel, and then you go to create a blank sales funnel, it opens up the page, and then it gives you the option to build with AI. It says, do you want to build with AI? And it appears, and it's basically like a prompting thing. That's where that lives. Jason, I'll be asking who wants it in their account. I'll be dropping it in this evening. So I'll be releasing that into the WhatsApp as well. So you'll be able to get that dropped into the account for you. All right. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to ask. When will the recording be available? Probably tomorrow. Recording will be up tomorrow for this one, Dennis. Any other questions? Feel free. Feel free. No more questions? Will there be any other funnels? I will be working my way through them. Yeah, I will be replicating them for the 26 different niches. Obviously, that takes me some time to do. But if you need one in particular, all you have to do, because I know Nick, who was in the chat saying that he has to, I don't know if it was an emergency, but he had to deal with something family related. He wants it for landscapers. Well, all he has to do is take the URL, say, change this for landscapers, and bang, it will change it for landscapers. That's all he's got to do. So it'll be super easy, but I will be doing landscapers next, and I will be working my way through the 26 as well. So yes, but it's also easy to change them if you need one quickly. And Jason says, this is amazing. Thank you so much. Well, you're welcome. No worries, Paul. You're welcome. You're welcome. Dennis, I know it is possible to communicate with members in WhatsApp. Can we search for them by names? I am not actually sure if you can. I'm not sure, because sometimes people put their name in WhatsApp. Other times it's just a number. It depends on their username. So I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, you could just say, if you're looking for someone, just ask them. And the chat, just say, hey, John, can you send me a message? That's fine. That's what I would do. Austin, what did you say was the next niche? I'm going to be building landscapers next for this particular funnel as a template. But yeah, that's the next niche for me. But again, it's all very, It's all very straightforward. If you need something quickly, it can be done very, very quickly. But yeah, upsell page, main page, everything will be in there for you. All right. Do we have any other questions? Thanks, Dennis. Any other questions? Feel free to ask. Last chance saloon for questions. Feel free. Anything else from anybody? We have lots of questions today, which is great. I will get this funnel released to everybody this evening. And as I said, I'll put together the entire package that we've done, right? The offer, the ads, the copy, the creative vault into the funnel itself. It'll all come together like a nice package and you'll be able to just launch. That's the beauty of it. Perfect. Perfect. All right. All right. Well, if there are no other questions, we'll wrap up the call there and I'll get that stuff over to you. This one, because I screen shared the whole time on GoHighLevel or the website itself, it will probably take a little bit longer to come over to me, the recording itself, because that's what takes the delay. Google sends me these trainings. Whenever I screen share, it's a bigger file, so it takes longer to send to me. So usually I get it in the middle of the night or something. So I'll get this uploaded as soon as I receive it, but probably expect tomorrow by the time they send it to me. No worries, you're welcome, everybody in the chat there. You're welcome. Perfect. All right. We will wrap up the training there then. I'll go get this released or mentioned in the WhatsApp group for anybody that wants it. And you can let us know your account names, etc. And we'll get you taken care of. Perfect. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming. Hopefully you found value in that. And I'll chat to you all soon. See you, everyone. See ya, see ya, see ya. See ya, folks.